The United Nations nuclear watchdog says the protective shield at the Chernobyl nuclear disaster site in Ukraine can no longer confine radiation. The International Atomic Energy Agency carried out an inspection of the site last week and found that the steel confinement structure, which was built over the reactor involved in the 1986 nuclear disaster, had lost its primary safety functions, including confinement capability. The agency says the severe damage was caused by a drone strike in February of this year. Ukraine says Russia is to blame. Moscow denies that accusation. Inspectors say there is no permanent damage to the shell's load-bearing structures, including the inner sarcophagus directly covering what's left of the reactor number 4. They are, however, highlighting that the inner shell was only meant to last 30 years, and now with the damage from the drone strike, both the shell and outer shield are in need of major renovations. This update from the nuclear watchdog comes as negotiations on ending the war continue. On Saturday, U.S. and Ukrainian delegates met in Miami, Florida to discuss what was talked about between U.S. delegates and Russian President Vladimir Putin earlier in the week. Taking to X, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called the talks constructive. He added that they went through key points that could end the bloodshed and is awaiting his delegates' return to Kyiv to be fully briefed. Russia, meantime, says it welcomes the new U.S. stance on the Kremlin, highlighted in Trump's new national security strategy, ending Russia's direct threat label.
The adjustments that we see correspond in many ways to our vision, so there is reason to hope that this could be a modest guarantee that constructive joint work on finding a peaceful settlement for Ukraine at minimum can continue.
The Ukrainian ambassador to the U.S. says the major holdups regarding a peace plan are territory and security guarantees. Ukraine wants strong, rigid promises that they are not going to have to surrender further territory to Russia in the future and will not face another invasion down the line. The U.S. mediators say both Ukraine and the White House agree that real progress now depends on Russia's readiness to show a serious commitment. For the most part, Putin has suggested that he's not willing to budge from his demands or compromise at this point. That was highlighted just a few days ago when he told Indian reporters that he, quote, intends to seize the eastern Ukrainian Donbas region by any means. Zelensky, meantime, is expected to meet with the leaders of the UK, Germany, and France Monday to discuss the ongoing negotiations. For City News, I'm Karling Donoghue.